We're about a year into making these Hep Huddle videos, and I can't help but reflect and ask myself, like, are these videos productive? Is it worth our time? Is it worth your time? And I go back to the mission, really, if you go back to episode 1, like, what is the intent? What are we trying to accomplish here? Number 1, it's to drive the dollar per rep. I'm hoping that these videos help reps become more productive in the field and ultimately make more money. Number 2, it's to drive owner profitability. I want to see the owners banking more money. And number 3, your personal and professional growth. So I've been asking around, are these videos helping? And everybody's like, hey, what does the data say? The data says, yes, the dollar per rep is higher. And yes, the owner profitability is higher. But there's so many variables, that would credit that bump. So I'm not sure whether these are working or not. So the feedback coming in, the personal emails coming in, criticism on, hey, how can we improve? I've heard some people say, can you get out of the office environment and do it somewhere different? Okay. Can you try growing a beard? I mean, here we go, a little bit of gray in the beard. So again, I'm open for feedback, whether it's good or bad. I need feedback because I need to know, how can we improve this, and should we even continue doing this? One of the changes I want to make in the new year is I am going to ask you to subscribe. I always thought that would be a little cheesy. I mean, I'm not looking to get this, to make this really popular outside of our little world here. Last thing I want is any fame by any means. So I don't really ask people to subscribe, but I do know when a new video comes out, you'll be notified. You get an email notification that a new video, has arrived. Usually it's every Monday, if you're following that I make a video public. So instead of just shooting emails and group me's and stuff like, hey, here's the video, just subscribe if you find value in this. If you are experiencing an increase in dollar per rep, or you have people on your team that you want to help become more productive, I really hope that these videos are helpful. So that's what I have for you. Subscribe if it's useful. So in this new year, I can't help but think of, recruiting and team building just to start the year off in the right mindset. And I remember, years ago in the infancy stages of team building, I remember being really frustrated because I felt like, man, I'm just leading the bad news bears here. Like, I don't know how to bluntly put this other than my guys suck, okay? And I had a leader in the office once tell me, he says, Jamie, the reason that your guys suck, I'm like, oh, you got my ears, what's going on? The reason your guys suck is because you suck. If your guys are 3s and 4s, it's because you're a 5. And if you want to increase the quality of your guys, maybe you should become a 9 so you can attract an 8. I mean, listen, if you want to get a 9, you've got to become a 9.5. And so maybe that's a little bit of, a call out for all of us. Like, what are you doing to level up this year? Because the more you level up, I mean, the ships are going to rise with the tide. You will attract a sharper, higher caliber, rep if you're increasing your personal, aptitude for growth and for learning, and just, if you're leveling up, I'm telling you, you're going to attract just a, better quality candidate. So that's thought number 1. And then thought number 2, I remember going to a seminar years ago hosted by John Maxwell. Maxwell doesn't usually talk about recruiting, but he did a little segue here on recruiting. I think he got a lot of people asking that question about, how do I assemble the right team? And John said, you need to get a picture, okay? He's like, if you don't have a picture, if you don't know exactly who it is that you're looking to recruit, there's a really good chance that people are going to be coming and going in your life, and you might not be nabbing them because you haven't identified what they look like. And again, I encourage everybody, like, literally get a picture, not just figurative, like literally get a picture. And I thought about that, and I'm like, who, I haven't really told my recruiter, and I haven't really thought much about this. I mean, who is it that I'm looking to hire? And so I told my recruiter, I'm like, listen, I want somebody, I'm not saying this is what everybody should do or say, but this is what I had in my mind. I want somebody between 23 and 27, okay? I like that little window right there, 23 and 27. I don't care boy, girl, I don't care black, white, but I do care geographically where they came from. I want somebody from Boston, or I want somebody from Philly. Now, for whatever reason, in my mind, I was thinking Boston, Philly, just a little bit of that grit, a little bit of that East Coast humor. I just really got along with these East Coasters. And funny, shortly after that, I recruited a fella by the name of Randy Bernard, who is a major game changer for the business. And I'm not sure if Randy watches these videos or not. I think he watched one or two. Major game changer. Here's this Boston kid that shows up in Los Angeles, and he was a total stud. We have an interview that's being conducted by an assistant manager, and Helen grabs this guy out of the office, sits him in my office while I'm on the phone, says, Jamie, we made a mistake. You got to interview this guy. He was from Philadelphia. His name was Ben Sharp. And sure enough, he's a game changer. So both of those guys end up becoming owners in the company. You know, go figure. So have a clear picture of who it is that you want to hire. Now, my attitudes change. I'm not just looking for people from Boston or Philly. I mean, but I do gravitate to some, geographical parts of the world. I like Chicago type people as well too. I mean, Midwestern. And I've really learned to appreciate the Southern California peeps too. They're not all soft that when it rains, we're made out of sugar and we just start melting. That's not a true statement. If guys like Tony Robbins are from SoCal and Gary Polson's from SoCal, there's some Sharpies in SoCal. So again, just have a picture in your mind of who it is that you want to hire. So in that spirit, as I'm finding success with literally a picture in my mind of who it is that I want to hire, I started asking the core people in the business, hey, what are the characteristics of the studs? Who is it that we want to hire? And we came up with a list. And I put this list, it was basically a one-page Word document that I put up in the office, and I've had it in the office for years. And the document is basically just titled 9's. What are the characteristics of the 9's? The sharpest people that we want to hire. Now, as people would read this list, they'd be like, oh yeah, I've got this, I'm a 9. Oh, this one, maybe not so much. I didn't want the document 9's to discourage anybody. I wanted people to take a look and say, hey, listen, if you're great at these 5 or 6 things, well, great. That should really build your confidence. You're on the right track. You're the person that we're looking for. And if there are areas that you're falling short on, hey, no problem. You work on those areas. We can all grow into this area of 9's and be the best version of ourselves that we can possibly be. So I thought for the rest of this episode, I would just walk through these 13 characteristics. Okay, we came up with 13 characteristics of what we believe to be. These are the qualities and the characteristics of the studs, the people that go the distance in our business. And I would encourage you after this episode, you come up with your own list. Okay, you can steal the things you want from me. I mean, of course, you can take all 13 if you want. You could whittle it down to 5. You could say, hey, that's a great suggestion, Jamie, but I've got my own list. But come up with your list of who it is that you're looking for. So here goes, okay? Here are the qualities of the 9's. Right off the bat, we called it humble swagger, okay? Humble swagger. What does that mean? Very self-confident and self-assured. Okay, there's the swagger part. Yet they don't feel the need to tell everyone how great they are. There's the humble part. Okay, humble swagger. Great character, number 2. Trustworthy. Okay, they're trustworthy. They trust others and they can be trusted. It's not just they can be trusted. No, they also trust other people. That's a quality of trustworthiness. Honesty, integrity, their word is their bond. Again, part of great character. These are all subpoints of great character. They're persistent and determined. Great character. Responsible and reliable. So again, humble swagger, great character. Number 3, never gossip. They never speak ill of someone. They never listen to someone speaking ill of someone either. And when tough conversations need to happen, they go straight to the source. Okay, they're self-confident to have critical conversations. They do not complain about people to others. They're not gossipers. Number 4, self-accountable. Never take the role of the victim. They never make excuses and they never accept excuses. Okay, they're self-accountable. They've got great image. Okay, they dress the part. They dress for success. Okay, they're self-motivated. They're internally charged. They don't rely on the external stimuli to keep them motivated. They're self-starters. They're self-motivated. Here's a word you probably don't hear very often. Industrious. They're diligent, hard workers. They're industrious. They're not looking for the shortcuts all the time. They work hard. They're achievers. They crave growth and purpose. They have attractive personalities. They're very likable. They're respectful of others. They are students, okay? They've got a student mentality. They're reflective and thoughtful. They learn from their mistakes and others' mistakes. They're great listeners. Their goal is to be a coach's dream. Again, this is all under student mentality. And here's a little key point that we thought was just fantastic. They bring their dirty laundry to the table with their coaches. They do not try to hide things from the people that can provide direction and support. Okay, they proactively bring their dirty laundry to the table. They're into self-improvement, again, under student mentality. They're always trying to level up. They're always trying to get better. Number 12, they take initiative. They do not need to be told what to do. And the last one, number 13, they're competitive. Okay, they're not indifferent whether they win or lose. They really want to win in a healthy way. It's not a win-lose paradigm. Just, no, listen, they're competitive. Whatever they do, they play to win. So again, this is a document we put up on the wall. And I wanted people to, new people to take a look. Like, am I this person? Am I this candidate that's going to do well in this environment? I wanted them to take a look at it and say, hey, I'm great at 10 of these things, but these 3 things I got to work on. No problem. Just if everybody's working on becoming a 9, we're going to see success with this business. We're going to see dollar per rep going up. We're going to see opening new offices and seeing that owner's profitability go up. So you can see where I'm going with this. It's all about really succeeding in this new year and clearly identify who it is that you're looking to bring onto the team and have yourselves a winning year.